Hey everybody, Mark here. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I'm going to share with you how I trade with Pocket Option without losing. So maybe you've been trading for a little while with Pocket Option, you've had those losses, or maybe you have even blown an account. Well, I know what happens. But for me, I seem to always stay profitable. So on this video, what I'm going to do is share with you my exact process, what I do, the strategy that I like the most, and the trade management system that I use to help me have money management, control my risk, and so I can stay in the market and earn those consistent profits. So how about this? I'm going to be trading for about an hour, and I'm going to start off here with $1,000 inside of my account. So this is real money up here. You can see that this is the quick trading real money, $1,000. And this is my demo here, which I don't normally use. I like to have the feel of using real money, and that's just my preference. So we're going to be using real money during this video. And I'm just going to share what I do. This is what I do, so I don't lose money inside of Pocket Option. So I have some settings here. Now, I'm not going to be using any indicators. If you guys have been watching my videos, for this specific strategy, there's no indicators, but I will be making sure that the time frame over here is set to 30 seconds. I'm probably going to turn off auto scroll for now and make sure that I'm on the regular candlesticks. And then so over here for the expiry time, I'm going to be using 5 seconds. I typically like to use the same strategy. Normally I just maybe flip back and forth between maybe one or two, but most of the time I use this one strategy that I'm going to share with you guys. So the next step is to just make sure that we have an OTC market. This is an over-the-counter market, which allows us to have an expiry time under 1 minute. So if you're trading a live market, Pocket Option will only allow you to have a 1 minute expiry or longer. So in this case, since I'm only using a 5-second expiry, I'm going to go ahead and add some OTC pairs up here underneath the currencies. Whatever's paying out at the highest amount, 92%. Cool. There we go. And I can see Pocket Option is always making updates and improving the platform. Every day I jump on here and I see like different colors and the buttons are a little bit different, and they're always trying to just make it better, more user-friendly, in other words. And so that's really good. So if you want to, you can just hang out with me. You can trade as well if you want to, but I'm just going to go ahead and start. So now before I start trading though, what I'm going to be doing is I always use the Wealth Warriors Trade Manager. This is a highly advanced trade manager with mathematical calculations that allows me to win even if I have losses. And so that's one of the key things. You know, there's a lot of talk about strategies on YouTube, right? Well, at the end of the day, it's really how you manage your money. It's the money management. And for me, I would say that's going to give you the best edge and the most control and keep you organized. So this also prevents over trading as well. If you ever found yourself probably trading a little bit more, or after you reach your goal, it's hard to stop yourself from continuing to trade. And so this trade manager helps to prevent that as well. But what I'm going to do first, right here where it says initial capital, and by the way, guys, this is a trade manager that's available. It's available to all of our private members inside of our Telegram group. I also have a website that I can share with you later, but we have several tools, and the Wealth Warriors Trade Manager is just one of those tools that we provide. So, and the first thing that you're going to want to do, we have some settings here, is I want to enter in my initial capital, whatever I have inside a Pocket Option at the moment. So for me, I have $1,000. There we go. And I can adjust these settings here, so it's completely flexible. These settings here, this is where you set your risk, okay? We've got members inside of the group that they like to use a much higher risk, and that's totally up to them. They're free to do that. For me personally, I like to use a much lower risk. I'm just looking for a much slower growth with my account. So what I'll do is just come in here and let's just experiment. Let's change this from 12 to 13, which means that I only need to win 2 out of 13 trades to be profitable. Pretty straightforward, guys, pretty simple. And the payout amount right here, this is the amount that I'm trading with. So in other words, pocket option on these assets up here, there's a payout percentage. And we must make sure that we keep an eye on that percentage. And because this is what we're getting back from the platform. And so, but for me, I'm just going to keep this at 92. I could lower that to make up for any slippage that could have happened, because it may happen. But I'll take my chances. I'm going to leave this at 92%. For the stop loss today, because there is a stop loss, and they say there's no stop losses in binary options, and there really isn't, unless you have a tool or a spreadsheet that allows you to have that stop loss, that alerts you when it's time to stop or time to take a break. This tool here will do that for you. So it'll keep track of all that. So the trade manager gives me the first trade amount. That's going to be $1. And I've already got $1 entered in over here. Also, one other thing that I'll do, if I'm working with a pretty good size amount of capital, I'll make sure to have this trade amount limit turned on. Well, we have some members that forget to turn this on. And so in other words, instead of entering $25, you might enter $25 or $200 or something like that by accident. And this happens all the time. So I'll make sure that this is turned on. And I can set in here whatever amount that I want. So that means that if I, like, for example, if I have this set to 50, if I accidentally enter in $100 instead of $1, then the trade manager is not going to allow that. It's only going to allow any trade that's up to $50 only. I mean, we could tap this or change this back down to 25. And then when the time comes when I need a little bit extra, I need a higher trade amount, I can come in here and change that. But for the time being, I'm just going to leave that at 25. All right, so we're pretty much all set to go. The current asset that I'm on right now is Euro JBP OTC with a payout of 92%. So this looks really good. I always like to keep an eye on that. And with a 5-second time frame, 30-second or 5-second expiry with a 30-second time frame. So we're pretty much all set to go. So let's just take a look at the charts here. I can switch these charts if I want to. If I find a chart that's not really moving, if it's just kind of stagnant, if it's indecisive, it doesn't know where it wants to go, typically I'll just use the keyboard shortcuts on the keyboard and move around. Oh, this looks pretty decent here. So we've got a lot of up and down movement. So I like that. I like to see the price moving. And so for this strategy, typically what I do, this is the Fast 5, and what I do is all of these candles that you see on the screen right now, they represent 30 seconds. So I wait for the first losing my voice today. So I wait for the first 5 seconds of that 30-second candle. So I count down 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, and as soon as it reaches 25, I look and see what the color of the candle is. If the color of the candle is red, I'll take a sell. If the color is green, I'll take a buy. Now, if the candle is indecisive, if it's flipping back and forth between red and green, then I will go ahead and pass on the entry, and I will look for another chart, or I will simply just wait another few seconds for a new candle to appear. Okay, that's it, guys. It's really, really simple, really straightforward. And you guys can watch me do this a few times. And the whole goal here is to trade for 1 hour and not lose. Okay, so I'll be up here. I'll be keeping an eye on the time here. We're already 13 minutes, or not even that much, but about 10 minutes into the video here. So let's go ahead and just enter a trade. Now, why did I do that? Well, you can see that we've just hit that 25-second mark. And so that particular trade there was a loss. And so what I'm going to do is go over to the trade manager and mark this as a loss, and then enter in the next trade amount that the trade manager gives me, which is 191. Perfect. So we got a long ways to go here, guys, and we got to stay profitable throughout this entire 1 hour video. No fancy editing, nothing like that. Just plain old trading, guys. Just me and you. You guys want to trade along with me? Great. You can keep the video on, listen to it in the background, whatever you guys want to do. But let's go ahead and just wait here. We can trade on the same chart if we want to. We don't have to keep changing the chart. And we've got 1 more second. Okay, here's the new candle, 29, 28, 27, 26, and it looks like it's going down. That was a little bit risky, but let's go ahead and do it anyway. And that was another loss. So in order to be profitable with pocket option, you have to really embrace those losses. What a lot of folks don't understand is in order to make money, you have to have those losses with those trades. And 362 is the amount. So over here, 362. It's all about the risk management. I think a lot of people get so wrapped up into the strategies, they kind of miss the whole money management part. And it's a little bit unfortunate, but that's what really keeps you in the game. It's knowing when to stop and not over trading and just controlling your emotions, being relaxed and not over stressing too much. That's simply what has worked for me. And I'm just not afraid. I'm not afraid of taking those losses on those trades. That was a little bit indecisive. Did you see that at the 25-second mark? It was indecisive. I'm not going to go through and explain everything why I'm not taking the trades and all that. I have so many videos on my YouTube channel that go into great detail on how these strategies work. The main thing here, guys, is that I'm just going to keep trading and managing my money. And that's really all I have to do. There's really not much else I have to do. Look at that. Okay, let's go ahead and try this out again. Okay, so we got about 2 more seconds and... Okay, so that one was a win. All good. I'll come over here, mark it as a win. And the next trade amount is under $1. We can't trade with less than $1 inside a pocket option. I'll go ahead and reset this. And I'll keep track of my trading sessions, the different sessions that I do. That's why we've implemented this session counter into the trade manager. You can also set some daily goals. And if I go here fast enough, we may make about $25. $25 an hour, that's pretty good. I'm not complaining, really. So I've made about $30 an hour. I've had several videos. The longest video that I've had on my channel was 2 hours. I did a 2-hour video, made about $30 or something like that. Pretty happy with that. And just going to update my balance really quick. And then so from at this point, I'm just going to continue to trade and just watch very closely everything that I'm doing. And, God forbid I don't make any mistakes or anything like that, but mistakes do happen. So it's a very kind of a silent thing. And maybe most of you, tell me what you do. When you guys are trading, what do you do? Do you listen to music? I've seen, we've got some members that watch a football game or watch sports. What do you do while you're trading? I'm really curious to know. Sometimes, most of the time I'll listen to music, but I'm also making videos and stuff too. So, and of course I'm not listening or playing music on these videos. But for me, yeah, I'll listen to some dub techno or something like that, or I'll listen to some ambient music. I think that kind of goes well for me, and it's not so stressful. It's not like I'm listening to hard rock and roll or something like that while I'm trading. Just something really easy on my mind, and that's just what works for me. So something relaxing anyway. Maybe some soundscapes or something like that. And once you do these strategies, or even this particular strategy, it just starts to become second nature. You know, you really don't even have to think about it. It just comes naturally. I don't use too much thought behind when I'm trading, guys. I know that a lot of these trades, I mean, most of these entries in one way or another can be very random. So 362, and I always like to say these trade amounts out loud when I'm trading, just to confirm those with my mind. This looks pretty good. We have another strategy called the 3-bar strike. And typically when we see like the 3 candles like this, I'll enter in the opposite direction. Oh, we have another one here, guys. So we've got another loss there. That's okay. Let's go ahead and enter that in. The next trade amount is 679. And I'll put this over here. Oh, that's not right. 679. 679, right? Yeah, okay, we're good to go. And we can wait for another new candle here. So we're at 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. Okay, let's go ahead and enter that. No pressure, guys, no stress. Just keep on trading. And that's the name of the game, right? So we had a win. Next trade amount, 145. So I'll just go over here, 145. This trade amount is a little bit less than the other one. And if I like the chart, I'll go ahead and stay on the same chart for a couple of trades, just depending on the performance and how I feel about the price action. Also the payout. It's a good idea to keep an eye on that payout there. So, okay, so I kind of missed that. I wasn't really paying attention, but that passed the 25-second mark. I don't know what else is out there. Kind of sideways there. And there's pretty good charts today. These look pretty good. I mean, normally it's just going sideways with a lot of large wicks and stuff. But these look pretty decent. I'm going to go ahead and I'm a little late on that entry there, but that's okay. We got one more second and that's another L. So I'll go mark that. And then let's do 303 for this one. And let's go ahead and continue. Let's take a deep breath, relax, and enjoy. So some of these are pretty random for me. I like to give it a little bit more time. I am doing a video. I'm a little bit under pressure, guys, but that's okay. 631, let's go ahead and do that. I would say, you know, choose a strategy that fits your personality, your style of trading. For me, I'm more of like an instant gratification kind of guy. I have like a short attention span, I'll be honest with you guys. And, you know, I've got to see the results pretty quickly. So, I mean, look at all these losses. We've had 13, 18, so getting a little bit higher on the amount. Looks pretty good. And let's just wait here for the next candle. I'll zoom in here a little bit more so you guys can see this. So we got 29, 28, 27, 26. It looks a little bit indecisive, to be honest with you, but let's just go ahead and enter anyway. And see what we got. Okay, so that was a win. And mark this as a win, and that's it. So the session should be pretty much completed. I'll go ahead and mark this complete. Reset this over here. And now we're at 1001.48. So 1001.48. Perfect. And I'll knock this back down to $1. Now let's check the payouts. So it looks like everything's paying out at 92%, which is pretty impressive. Nothing has dropped below 90% yet. So now that's not to say it's not going to happen. It could still happen. So we'll just keep an eye on that. You know, there is the law of averages and stuff like that. And of course, you know, the longer you're in the market, you can have a little bit more risk. Some traders tend to believe that, and it's probably true. You know, the more exposure you have to the market, it might be a little bit more risky. This is why for myself personally, I do have fatigue after about an hour. When I did that 2-hour video, I noticed up at the 2-hour mark, I was really just lagging. And, you know, when you're trying to focus, especially when you're making a video, I don't know what this is doing here. Yeah, when you're trying to make a video and trying to focus on trading at the same time, it can be really taxing on your mind. So let's see here what's going on. Oh, we have a nice little pump there, kind of an upward trend. And we got about 4 more seconds to go. Okay, cool. So 26, 25, that wasn't a very good entry, but you know, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and go for it. Okay, so that was a loss. Let's go over here. And most traders on YouTube will show every trade as a loss, or I'm sorry, every trade as a win, but that's not the reality, guys. And you know that you've tried to use these strategies yourself, or you may have found that some of these other channels want you to get into the signal group and all that. So, which we kind of look down on signal groups and copy trading. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend ever copy trading, guys, because you're giving somebody else control of your account, basically, and that's probably not what you want. Oh, this looks pretty good. 28, 27, 26, 25. Ooh, okay. Well, we'll see what happens. A little push up there. Nice. So that looks pretty good. And of course, it's going to be under $1. So let's go ahead and reset. Another session completed. So what I'm doing here is it's not so much the individual trades. It is the sessions. It's coming out in profit for each of the sessions that you do. And you make your goals based on how many sessions that you're doing, not how many trades. It's how many sessions that you can complete to reach your goal. And I've built in this daily goal little calculator over here. So if you want to make $25, it'll tell you how many sessions that are required roughly to make that $25. Okay. So if that's your goal for today, if you want to increase your account balance a little over 2%, 3%, you guys will be able to enter in those goals here and be able to see how many sessions that are required. So very straightforward. 1,224. I don't have to keep updating my initial capital, but for that compounding effect, I always do. It's just a habit of mine, something that I like to do, but you guys don't have to do that. Okay. If you're trying to make the best bang for your buck or trying to make as much money as possible, you can keep updating your capital every time you win a session. Now we've won that, so I'm down to $1 again. So here we are. All right, let's go ahead and continue. Yeah, I would say this is a lot of you guys wonder what my favorite strategy is, and that's the Fast 5 overall. But then again, that doesn't really mean that it's going to work best for you. I don't take every trade. If something looks a little bit indecisive, if it's a very small candle, this is a little risky. Well, okay. If it's a really small candle and it's got a lot of wicks and stuff, I don't know. Maybe I'll stay out, right? I won't enter. And I won't update the balance on my capital for this one. I'll just go ahead and continue trading since it's just $1, so it's the same amount. So as your initial capital gets higher with the trade manager, the more money you make, the larger the trade amounts will be. So if you're wondering, oh, am I only going to always trade with $1? No, you're not. So as your account balance grows, so does your trade amount as well. Okay, so that was a loss. So there we go. And we've got over 1,000 members now inside. We've got over 1,100 members. It just keeps going up. And so we've got a lot of traders using the trade manager. Now see this stuff right here. I'm just going to go ahead and wait. That's not, I don't really like that too much. I want to see some better movement. Okay, so that looks This is decent. Let's go ahead and see what this is going to do. So let's wait for the next candle. So we got 2 more seconds to go. And yeah. Okay, I'm kind of going against the trend a little bit, but maybe it'll work out. We'll see. Okay, cool. So that's a win. Another session completed. And so if you guys have been following me recently, I'm trying to improve my health a little bit. I'm getting to that age. Well, I've always been doing it. I've always been kind of a health nut, so I'm trying to cut back on the coffee, watch what I eat, and watch the sugar and stuff like that. And I remember when you're young, it seems like you're going to live forever, and wow, everybody is going to get older. We're all going to get old eventually, and there's just no way around it. So if that's the case, what is the quality of life while we're alive? And how do we feel while we're alive? And day to day, and just with everything that we do, I want to feel good and feel the best that I can. And so that's really important to me. But that's what I'm working on right now. 1,568. Man, this just jumped up. 1,560. Look at that. So that's an improvement. Now the trade amount's still at $1, but that will change over time. So we just have to be patient, guys. This is a marathon, right? It's not a race. I know there's a lot of traders out there trying to get rich quick. Wow. I mean, I think if you were able to actually get rich quick, maybe everybody would be rich, but then there would be no market, right? If you could win every trade and never lose, then there would be no trading because everybody would win, and then there would be no negative and positive in the market. So the price would maybe just be the same. It wouldn't move. So we need the ups and the downs and stuff like that. And that comes from the wins and the losses and the sells and the buys. And so we need that. Alrighty, so here we go. So I think the edge that you may be looking for, I entered that early, man. I was talking too much. Maybe it'll still come out in a win. There we go. But I think that edge that you might be looking for really comes down to the management. At least that's how it was for me. And some of you have asked me, have I blown an account? I have not, but I have lost like half of my account. But this was back when I was not using the trade manager. So this is way back. We're in 2025, 2024 of early last year. I don't know, it was about maybe April or May or somewhere around there. I decided to just stop trading. I got down to like half of my account or something like that. And then I just put more money into the broker. But I did trade on demo for a very, very long time before I started using real money. We have a member right now inside of the group. He's really happy trading demo. This is something that he wants to do. Good for him. He's just working on his skills. I think he's making like $2,000 a day or something like that. But it's a demo. It's not real money, but that means a lot to him, and that's a great way that you can practice. So 192. Great. And let's just move right along. Oh, there's one right there. I felt I was a little bit impatient on that one, but let's just see what happens. Okay, so that was a loss too. So, and 364. And let's just keep on going. And it's easy to get sidetracked if I'm having a conversation about something. And normally when I am trading, I'm not having a conversation. I'm just sitting here listening to some songs or some music or something. Okay. Wow. So we got 4 in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have many strategies that are inside of the private VIP group. It's not just a Telegram group. This is actually a website with full videos going into great detail about all the strategies. And so there's a lot of really powerful information inside of the members area. Okay, so that's done. We got 6, so 1,703. So I would say, you know, if I was to go a little bit faster, I could still do, yeah, $20, $25 an hour pretty easy using this. Just once a day, right? I mean, how much is that, right? I got a calculator. Now you guys, the math geniuses out there, times 30 days, you know, what is that? That's $750, right? That's pretty good. $750 a month. I mean, that'll pay a couple bills and stuff. Now, I'm using a $1,000 account. Of course, the more you have, yeah, it's going to be easier to reach that $25. But we have a lot of our members. There is a fee to join the group, but it's very affordable, and it's only one time. There's no subscription. A lot of you ask if it's a subscription or a monthly subscription. No, absolutely not. It's just one time, and it's for a lifetime. And many of our users make that back within the first week. Now, we've had some of you out there that are kind of crazy. You make it back the first day. You get a little excited, but you guys are free to do whatever you want. But yeah, it's a very, very affordable entry fee right now. So that was okay. So we got another one there. Let's go ahead and reset. I don't need to reset that. So this is going up. So do I want to take a sell? That would be pretty risky. So I'm probably just going to switch the chart. Sometimes if the price is going sideways, I feel a little better because maybe it just going to keep bouncing back and forth, up and down. And I can just kind of follow the trend, follow the price action on what it's doing, or maybe it'll come up here and then we'll get a red candle and then we can sell that. Here we are, we're at 28. Ooh, it's moving kind of fast there. Let's go ahead and take that. Oh, I kind of missed that little push there, but maybe we'll still. Oh, nice big pullback there. And that ended up being a loss. So, yep, 192. And, okay, cool. So let's wait for another one here. And after I win another session, I'm going to show you guys something. So wait, 28, 27. Okay, looks like it's going up, but we'll go ahead and enter. We're not in the clear, guys, but that was close. That was really, really close. Sometimes those candles move very, very fast. And so that session's completed. So we've done 8 sessions so far. And, you know, I could stop soon, 1,872. Cool. One thing that you guys can do, and I would highly recommend, is, you know, you do not have to use all your capital. One thing you can do in Pocket Option. Okay, so I'm going to click up here, and you see this little button right here. This is like a little transfer button. You can transfer funds to different accounts within Pocket Option. Okay, so if I click on this, you can move funds from your options account to, like, let's say a Forex account or something like that. Or actually, I think it's all options. But my quick trading real account is here. But you could move your profits to your Forex MT5 account and only use, like, I'm only using half, something around about half of my money. And so that's one way you can do it. If you put in like $500, maybe you only trade with $250. Put the other $250 into the Forex MT5. Pocket Option's not going to do anything with it. It's just going to stay there. It's just always there. It hasn't moved. And, we've got a lot of members doing this. So that's just a little extra tip for you guys, that you don't always, don't feel like you always have to trade with all your capital. You can only just set aside the profits that you make. And so what are we doing here? The last one, was it a loss? Or we won that? Did we win it? Yeah, I guess we did. All right. I don't know. But let's just go ahead and continue here. How are we doing on time? So we got 38 minutes, so it's only been an hour. Still in profit. Maybe we'll get 10 bucks here. I'm not going that fast. I did those sprints. I've traded in sprints before. I've made videos on that. That's pretty crazy. So I'm not going super, super fast. It's Thursday, almost Friday. Just kind of chilling. All right, give me a new one. There it is. Oh, I don't like these candles. Right. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't go in on that. So this is a little choppy, pretty obvious. Oh wait, that looks decent. Okay, let's wait for this and see what happens. So we have more strategy videos inside of the membership website. Also, if you guys want to see the results, we have that as well. We have screenshots of member results. I can show you that towards the end of the video, but let's see. We have 13 more seconds to go. Probably, I'm feeling like a movie night, something. Haven't seen a lot of really good movies lately that have came out. Nothing really that gets my attention anyway. Oh, let's try this. Yeah, so I don't know, I'm kind of picky. I like the superhero. Oh yeah, the superhero movies are pretty good. There hasn't really been a whole lot of those recently, so I'm just kind of waiting. I'm using that Apple TV thing, so it's really nice. I've been using that for years. I think over 15 years now, I'm using Apple TV. I'm just used to it. Some people just use Netflix, whatever works for you. And so we've had another one there. Let's go ahead and enter the next trade amount, 365. Cool. And we're just rolling right along. So all the charts kind of look the same. Oh, this is totally risky. If this wins, I'm going to be blown away. Oh, no way. See, that was not... Even if it wins, sometimes it doesn't always mean it was a good trade. Look at this. Look how choppy that is, guys. All right. How's the balance looking? 1,916. But hey, oh, look at this. The trade amount, now it's $1.01. So it's going up, guys. So yeah, if you have once you get up to like 1,100 bucks, yeah, your trade amount's going to keep going up. Some of you were wondering, oh, I only get to trade with $1. No, you don't. If I can increase the risk, you guys can do whatever you want. If you got the guts, if you've got some extra cash, you just want to throw at this thing and see how much you can make as fast as possible, hey, be my guest. You can lower or increase the risk a little bit. So now look, the trade amount is $6.90. It's not $1 anymore. So you guys have full control. We have members in the group that only do 2 out of 8. So every trade, it's $23, but every session that you complete is going to be $27, $28 roughly. So every session adds 2.77% gain on your account. If you want to do that, you can stop early if you want to. You can change this to 1 out of 8 trades. You're still making about, $2.81 per session. How many sessions can you do? It's totally up to you. So, yep, let's just keep on rolling here. How's the balance looking? Cool. And I always check everything. Okay, the payout has dropped. So let's go ahead and remove this. Switch the chart. This has dropped down. We can go ahead and add some new pairs. There we go. All right. Let's see what the next candle does for us. So one more second. There's the next one. 29, 28, 27, 26. Not really crazy about it. And so that's another loss there. So 192. All right, let's keep on going. Adjust the seat here. Get comfortable. 27, 25. Looks kind of jumpy. We'll see what happens. Alrighty, so. And we're at 1,992. Oh, okay. Wasn't a whole dollar because we're not getting back 100% of that dollar. We're only getting back 92%. Yeah. Kind of missed that, but I don't want to get in a big hurry, guys. Cool. Kind of choppy. It's not really great. I want to see some longer candlesticks. Okay, let's try this. It's a little wicked. It's a little wicked out, but we'll go ahead and try. Oh, this feels so risky here. It's moving like crazy, which... Okay. Mark that as an L. 192. Oh, so I didn't update the balance. Okay. So then what do we do? So we lost 192. I'm going to go 365. So that was a mistake. See? I make mistakes too. It happens. And luckily it wasn't a big mistake, but yeah, I'm talking and everything, so things are going to happen. Alrighty. Now this week, I've made a video every day this week on my YouTube channel, so feeling pretty good about that. When you have a YouTube channel, it's like you have this entirely... It's like a YouTube kind of life, so to speak. Things are different. You have to discipline yourself. Right? Because there's nobody telling you, hey, you got to go do this YouTube video or you're going to get fired, right? So you have to push yourself. 1,011.36. So if you do make a mistake, let's say you forget to change this to $1. Do you see how it's 365? And I forget to put that back to $1, then what you would do is come over here and select L, and then, yeah, so then you're around 366 right here. Then you can go ahead and continue from this placement on trade number 3, slot number 3 right here. So you would continue from this point instead of slot number 1, which is up here. That's all you have to do. If you make that mistake, try not to if you can. I mean, do your best to extra check all your entries and everything. So I'll go ahead and put in 101. Awesome. How are we doing on time? 48 minutes. Time flies when you're making videos. All right, so... This looks pretty good right here. Kind of going up. I haven't really done much editing on this video. Now, sometimes I will edit my videos. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Sometimes I'll edit my videos because it will create some kind of confusion when I'm trying to explain something, and I will just edit something out because it's just going to make it more confusing. If I can't get my point across, if it's not going to be clear, then yes, I will go ahead and edit that out. Because sometimes I'll be saying stuff and I'll be like, what the heck? What was I talking about? You know, like, that doesn't make any sense. So I'll go back and redo it or re-edit what I was saying, or just re-say it in a different way. All right, guys, so we are trade number 2, 193. Let's roll it. Maybe we'll get a good strong green here. We'll see what happens. 27, 26. All right, it's green. Let's go ahead and jump in. Oh, we got a little pushback there. All right, 366. So you see, you're going to have losses, guys. You're going to have some. So I would focus less on trying to get every single trade as a win and focus more on the money management. No, no. I'm going to switch to chart. Here we go. This is not a whole lot better, but let's try this. And I try to bring you guys as much transparency as possible because I know what this space is like. You know, we've got a lot of, it's a very scammy space. A lot of scammy stuff going on right now. So 366, we got it. Let's check the balance. So it's still 111.79. Not much, guys. Not much of a difference there. Not sure why that was so low. That's okay. All right, let's continue. 29, 28, 27, 26, and it's a pancake, but maybe we'll still make it anyway. So let's see. There we go. Got another one. Did I miss a session? I don't know. Maybe I did. I don't remember. 1012.72. Cool. And we're still on $1. Let's go ahead and continue. 29, 28, 27. Okay. Oh, got a little pushback there on me. You pushed back. What are you doing? Not supposed to do that. It's supposed to be a win every trade. You know? Come on. Come on, pocket option. Give me a win. What are you doing? Yeah, I wish that was the case. Getting every trade as a win. That'd be nice. 193. Let's see where we're at here. Ooh, this feels risky, but I'm a daredevil. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Oh, there we go. Nice. Another session completed. Thank you. So 193. Yeah, we're going to knock this back down to $1. We're still at 101. We're at 1013.27. All right, let's go. Kind of missed that, but that's okay. With a 30-second time frame, I mean, there's always going to be a candle, a new candle that's going to happen very, very quickly. Yeah, okay, there we go. Oh, Oh, not feeling good about this one, guys. Oh, that one killed me. That one killed me. I totally jumped the gun. Knee-jerk reaction on that one, 193. All right, let's go ahead. Looking a little wild out there. I'm trying to find something that speaks to me. The payout looks really good, 92% across the board. Very decent. All right, let's see what this does. 30, 29, 28, 27, 25. It kind of looks like it's going down, but I don't know, guys. This is a kind of risky one here. All right. There she is. Got another one. How we doing, guys? We got about, 6-7 minutes or so. I mean, it's kind of boring, right? If you look at it. I think maybe that's why there's some traders, they don't want to trade with such a small amount. Maybe it is boring. Oh, look at this. It's kind of like a pullback. So do I want to take a sell on that? 28, 29, 27. Yep, let's go ahead and enter. Alrighty. So so I'm using a very small percentage of my initial capital, like 0.11% or something like that. Where are we at? 1,014.96. 1,014.96. And 101. Oh, why is there $1? It's got to be 101. All right. All right, we got to choose a chart. Give me something decent. Here we go. All righty. 3 more seconds for the next candle. 29, 28, 27. Whoa, man, we missed that pump. That would have been nice. Like 1 second too short on that. Boom, boom. There we go. It got us. 193. Let's get that 15 bucks. Sometimes, I mean, I don't really have a goal. I just, whatever. I just trade. I just start trading, And there we go. So let's try that one more time. There we go. 16 sessions, 15 bucks. How long did it take? 57 minutes. Give or take a couple small edits here and there. 57 minutes, guys. And what I'm going to do is call it a wrap. You can now, if you feel like that's not a lot for you, here's what you can do. You can just come over here and switch 13 and move that down to 12. That's going to add just a little bit more risk. But instead of $1, now you're at $2. So you've just kind of doubled your earnings just by going from 13 to 12. And if you look closely over here at the daily goals, if you have a daily goal, let's just say hypothetical numbers, right? You want to make $25 a day. By having this at 13, you've got 23 sessions that are going to be required. However, if I have this at 12, now you only have 12 sessions that you need to complete, give or take. Okay, this is not entirely super duper accurate, This is just a rough estimate, but this is an estimate of how many sessions that you will need to complete to reach that $25, winning 2 out of 12 trades for every session. Now, if you guys want to give yourself a little bit of wiggle room, if the percentages drop inside a pocket option, which they do, a lot of times they drop down to 88%. If you want to be covered for that droppage, then change this and lower it just a little bit. Some of you guys are crazy. I mean, a lot of you, well, they're not crazy, but a lot of you guys are trading the live markets with pocket option. In that case, yeah, you may want to drop this down to like 82, because some live pairs, you can't even find a live pair that's paying out over 90% when the market opens. So some of you ask me why I trade OTC. Well, number one, I can trade any time that I want. I don't have to worry about what time it is. If it's 3 o'clock in the morning or, 7 at night, I can trade whenever. I can trade on the weekends. OTC is available 24/7, all the time. That's one of the great things about pocket option, is that you can just trade whenever. But you do have to just be aware of that payout slippage. Okay. And that's it. If you guys want everything that we've talked about today, I do have a website. It's the Wealth Warriors Alliance. You guys can get profitable, stay profitable, use all the cutting edge tools that we have. Yes, you do get the Trade Manager, but it's not the only thing that I offer. Okay, a lot of you ask me, Mark, can I just get the Trade Manager and not have to join the group? Well, no, because it's a package deal. And if you just get the Trade Manager, you're not going to have all the material, the documentation, all the videos that explain all of this stuff and exactly what it means. So I don't really sell it like it is. And you guys are going to have so many questions. And so, to prevent the possibility of getting stuck and not knowing what to do by just having a spreadsheet, it's to be part of a community. You do not have to participate in the community if you don't want to. But the community is there for you guys to ask questions. And we do have a small staff. We have over 1,100 members that are there to help you and to guide you. And we try to keep the group as positive as possible. Now, we are always about being respectful, using proper language, no spam, and recently no memes. We like to keep the group really, really clean. Now, once in a while, it seems like, I think it was the other day, occasionally you'll have like a little bit of an argument or something, but we're on it and we get in there and we calm things down. And so that just means a lot to us, because if it was me, I want to work in just a much more positive, a respectful environment, besides something that's just a bunch of, jerks and stuff going in there and not being nice to people and not being thoughtful with their answers and questions and not saying ridiculous things like, hey, you should Google it or something like that. We don't tolerate any of that kind of behavior. And for those of you wondering, does this really work? Do members make money? We have a lot of members that were never, ever profitable until now, until they joined. Members of all walks of life that have traded stocks, Forex, futures. They've done it all. They've traded crypto. And they really just were never able to, have the rubber hit the road, so to speak, and never really get any traction with day trading until now. So you can see all this here. We have members compounding their accounts over several months. We have members earning 4 figures a day. We have members earning $10 a day. You get in where you fit in. It's an open arena. Everybody's welcome. We treat everybody the same way. You're no different if you're a big high roller or if you're a beginner. Everybody's treated the same in this group. Trade anywhere in the world, limitless income potential. Trade on your own terms, hotels, coffee shops. That's the beauty about it. Does it work on your phone? Yes. Do I recommend trading on your desktop? Yes. You can trade on your phone if you want to. You can use the Trade Manager. There are some features that will not work. However, the algorithm and the trade amounts will still work just fine. So some of you asked me about that. Hey, Mark, does it work on the phone? It does. It works. But Google Sheets, there is the way the app is, you're going to have more options if you trade with a laptop or a desktop computer. You're going to have the full screen and it just works better. It's an entirely different operating system. You have more features, more options, and I think you guys are going to see better results if you do that. But you want to trade on your phone, you guys are completely free to do that. You do whatever you want. So try it out, guys, but that's how I trade without losing. That's 1 hour. We're at 1 hour and 4 minutes on my clock. I wish you all the best of success. If you like the videos, hit that subscribe button. Would like to have you a part. I'm trying to post videos, trying to do it every day if I can. Sometimes I miss a few days or whatever. Things happen. Life happens. It's just the way it is. But if you're looking for a lot of tips and tricks with Pocket Option, then you're at the right place. So I wish you all the best of success, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.